Hey everybody, I have Izenwa with me today from Grantboost, and we're just going to be spending a couple minutes talking about his experience with working with us and his experience generally with SEO, and we'll go from there. Izenya, thank you so much for joining me. Izenwa, did I say that right?
Yes, Izenwa.
Thank you very much for coming on, man. Feel free to give a quick intro, and we'll go from there.
Hi everyone, my name is Izenwa. I'm the co-founder of Grantboost, an AI-powered grant writing platform for nonprofits.
Yeah, really cool platform. Izenwa initially reached out to me, and we initially just for some articles, I think, right? And then turned into like a more full-fledged SEO campaign and function. So I guess what I'll start with, Izenwa, is what initially attracted you to SEO as a channel for Grantboost?
Yeah, I think the big thing is we've always been looking for organic traction, and just SEO has been one of our primary levers of growth. And so we've always been really in tune with what are the keywords that our customers are looking for, and what are the topics and clusters of topics that'll help us kind of provide value to them, but also help build brand awareness for our business and for our product.
And what led you to explore partnering with an agency or team as opposed to doing it in-house?
Biggest thing is just time. We could do it ourselves, but we probably shouldn't spend. It's probably not the best use of our time. We have a lot of things on our roadmap that our customers want us to build. And if we're spending the time doing it ourselves, it's just the opportunity cost of actually providing value to our customers. Knowing that we're not SEO experts, it made more sense to see if we could outsource it where we could.
Yeah. That's valid. When it came to actually finding a partner for your SEO function, how many people approximately, if you remember, were you talking to, and what was sort of your selection criteria for finding the right one, and what led you to us ultimately?
Probably looked at a decent amount. I think the biggest thing I was probably looking for is just reading through each SEO agency's how they brand and position themselves. Personally, I like first-person words and first-person verbiage, it's conversation between you and the customer. And I think that's what really stood out to me from your team. If you can't really sell yourself to me, if I'm reading through the copy, I don't really trust that you're going to be able to sell my business when you're writing out blog posts and things like that.
I see, got you. So it was our website, our messaging that really stuck out to you?
Yeah.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about what the experience has been like since engaging with us. What was onboarding like? What was the overall client flow like? Communication and whatnot? What things did you like about our partnership?
I think overall the communication was pretty easy. It did feel pretty hands-off, which was both good and bad, but I do think there was a lot of good topics that you guys provided and thought leadership that we probably wouldn't have thought to write about these topics or think about these are high intent things. So it was nice to have more of that surface up to us versus having to go look for it.
For sure. Could you speak to the content quality of it and how because I know you guys were doing blogs before you came to us also. So what was sort of the difference you saw from before and after working with us and the quality of the blogs and changes implemented?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference was both one is the different topics, right, that we weren't writing about before. 2 is longer blog posts, which were much longer than the ones that we were previously writing on our own. 3 is just having more SEO optimized blog posts. So thinking about just how do we make sure that we're writing valuable topics, but also optimizing for, still search engines and things like that. So we definitely saw higher quality blog posts, and they're definitely longer. And there's definitely more CTAs and visual aids in there that we probably wouldn't have included ourselves.
Yeah. One thing I also noticed right off the bat when I was auditing your website in the beginning is that while you had some good blogs that were generating traffic, a lot of them were longer paragraphs. They're not really digestible. So one of the things I know we came in and did, while our posts were longer, we made sure that it was easy to read. It was fun to read between the typography, the bolding or shorter paragraphs, bullet lists, and then like you said, the CTAs and visuals as well. Just to put a sort of action list of what high quality means, just for the people watching as well. And obviously you guys can also just visit Grantboost's blog and check out what changes were made also. So yeah, that's cool. Do you keep in touch with the results or the search console clicks or whatnot in terms of traffic?
I've been keeping somewhat in touch. I haven't checked very recently, but I have checked within the past couple of weeks.
Have you seen an increase, something that you think was worth the partnership?
I think we're definitely seeing a lot of first clicks and hits on interesting, some of those newer topics that we weren't thinking about. I think we're definitely seeing more clicks than we were seeing before the partnership started. And given that we just probably within the past couple of weeks recently uploaded the last batch of blog posts, SEO is a bit of a long game. I would say the partnership's worth it, but we're not going to really know the full results for another couple months.
So let's actually pull back the curtains and look at Grantboost Search Console and see how they're performing. So when you look at their performance in the last 6 months versus the previous 6 months before that, before they partnered with us, you'll see that there's a drastic increase in clicks for most pieces. And so if we look at the actual topics we targeted, like as Enwa said, a lot of them they didn't think of at first hand. And the way we sort of approach topic selection is we had to first understand the product and the customer. So Grantboost, for those of you that don't know, is a grant writing tool that helps you write proposals and responses to grant applications. So you, just like this, you tell us about your organization, and then you tell them about the grant opportunity itself, the grant you're applying to, And then the AI generates custom grant proposals and answers based on your inputs, incorporating industry best practices and proven grant writing strategies, right? So this is the core principle. So knowing this, we decided to target topics of people actually looking for specific types of grants. And that way we have people that are at the buying stage, they're ready to actually write the proposal. And so at that point of time, in that part of their process, a tool like Grantboost would be very useful. So that's why we chose topics like that. One such example is DHHS grants. And so this is one of the most best performing pieces that we created. And if you open it in a new tab, you'll see that we were mindful of promoting Grantboost in the right places through the CTAs, through subtle paragraphs, and even pay attention to the readability as well. It's fun to read, it's easy to read with neat tables. We added visuals, examples as well, more contextual and relevant CTAs, and what have you. We also targeted topics like how long to get a grant, and every single topic we picked, there was an angle to promote Grantboost. So in the event of how long to get a grant, we talk about how Grantboost can speed up the process during the application phase. How long do grants take to write? Again, a Grantboost plug for how you can speed that part up. And then other topics, like one of the ones we did most prevalently is listicles of actual grants. And so we targeted grants that are catered toward young people because they especially prefer AI tools and tech like that. So we're talking about topics like sports grants for youth athletes, where young people looking for grants can come in and then be introduced to a tool like Grantboost to help them actually write the proposals themselves. So we wrote about 90% of these, and as you can see in this column, there weren't many clicks beforehand just because they were either non-existent because we didn't write them because we didn't meet Grantboost yet, or two, that they were old versions by Grantboost that we later went in and improved, which improved their rankings, and that obviously boosted their click flow. And some of the negative numbers you see here are due to AI overviews coming in and taking some of the clicks and traffic. But even in those cases, Grantboost was a frequently cited post and name dropped inside those overviews. As you can see, there we are right there. And you'll notice the source of this is actually Reddit. So you might be wondering, hey, you didn't actually write on Reddit. Yes, we did. Part of our strategy was Reddit engagement, which meant 5 to 6 engagements per week on relevant subreddits. But of course, AI algorithms have their own selection criteria for what makes the list. This is just one of that. All right, so that's a sneak peek of the actual performance of the content assets we created for Grantboost, just to give you an idea on what they look like and how they're performing. Anyways, back to the video.
But yeah, overall, I think the process was easy, at least to get the blog post online. And yeah, just kind of getting a better brand awareness like in front of our customers.
That's it. Thank you so much, Zenwa, for coming on and giving your 2 cents on your experience. Hopefully, in a couple months, maybe we'll retouch, get an update on the results further and see where you guys are at from the inputs that we've made now. But until then, thank you for coming on. And where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find me at www.grantboost.io. Please check out our product. My bio is on our website, and we can go from there. Cool. Thanks.
This is your sign to start investing in LLM visibility and overall search visibility on Google and other search engines, and of course AI tools, just like Grantboosted, just like TextCard, just like our other clients in our portfolio that you can check on our website. If you want the same 7-step framework that we use for all our clients to get you 100% unsponsored visibility on LLMs and Google, then I'll walk you through how it's adapted to your product and your situation right now on a quick 20-minute call that you can book using the link somewhere on this website. It'll direct you to a calendar that will allow you to book a time with me, and I'll take you through everything. And if you like what you see, we'll go from there. See ya.